Hello and welcome to another Soundfare video. Today I want to talk about my visit to my friend Jerome from AIB Custom FX and the secret fuzz pedal we built together. Let's get started. Hi, my name is Ben and I do demos and reviews about pedals, gear and DIY stuff. If this catches your interest as well, hit the subscribe button because you're definitely in the right place. As a father of 2 children, I really don't have much free time, which I think most of the dads out there will confirm. Nevertheless, a small window of 3 days opened up in which I was basically kid-free. So I decided to visit my friend Jerome in Belfort, France. Jerome is known for his heavy-sounding guitar and bass pedals like the Maw, the Lich, the Draugr and the Gaunt. If you want to know what each pedal does exactly, you should stay tuned because I will be making a video about his entire one-up series very soon. But now let's move on to the actual topic. Besides several sightseeing tours and coffee sessions, we were mainly in his workshop, nerding around, testing and hanging out. He showed me his equipment and also his very extensive workshop. As a complete beginner in pedal soldering myself, the question quickly came up whether he could give me some tips here. But instead of going into kid safety mode, Jerome suggested to build our own fuzz pedal. I thought it would take ages, so I asked if he was serious.
Oui.
Then he asked me what kind of fuzz sound I like, and since I'm into heavy doom stuff, I said I would dig something Conan-esque. Maybe? Promptly Jerome explained how a circuit was structured and which parts contributed to the sound. Until then I had only dealt with pre-made kits, but with that knowledge, these pre-made kits were nothing more than a simple puzzle, I guess. Jerome is also known for soldering all of his pedal point to point rather than using pre-printed PCBs like most of the others do. He does this for the simple reason that he can deliver the highest possible quality. In case of a revision, he can identify the signal paths within seconds, making changes or component swaps easy. He meticulously explained to me how to proceed and created a checklist that we worked through step by step. We started by sticking a template to the enclosure to mark the drill holes with a hammer. Then came pre-drilling and powder coating. But before we could spray the enclosure, we had to thoroughly wash it to remove any dust, grease or chemicals. Once that was done, we let the enclosure dry and hung it in the booth to spray it with the powder. The powder sticks to the enclosure because it's statically charged. That's crazy, right? Next, the enclosure went to the oven for about half an hour, where the powder melts quite quickly. However, the enclosure needs to stay for another 20 minutes in the oven to cure the coating properly. After that, we took the enclosure out of the oven to let it cool down. Once that was done, we started drilling the holes into the correct sizes, and the rough part was done. And finally, we started with the circuit tinkering. Jerome explained in detail to me how a fuzz face was built, and since this circuit has existed for over 50 years, he of course had some modifications in store. Instead of the germanium transistors, we decided to go with the silicon ones since they're louder and not sensitive to heat. Oh, if you were hoping to find out what exactly we did, I'm sorry, but Jay is keeping all the schematics secret for a very good reason. But what I can say is that this man knows exactly what he's doing. He knows all of his schematics inside out. I would even say that they're almost like his own babies. Oh shit, I killed it. What? After deciding on a big muff tone stack, the soldering began. Part by part, Jerome told me how the signal path flows and which parts to insert step by step before soldering directly. Until now, I've always populated the components before I started to solder everything at once. But hey, maybe that's the reason why I'm still an amateur, right? If you have ever built a pedal, regardless whether you're a professional pedal builder or an amateur like me, I'd like you to write down in the comments how you go about it. I'm not exaggerating when I say I was pumped when we first tried my first point-to-point soldered phosphate circuit. So that's the first moment of truth. Let's see if it happens. No!
The second moment.
The second moment of truth, yeah. That's right. Since we felt it was too loud and also too bass heavy, we started with fine-tuning. Jerome pulled out another modification and boom! There it was! My first successful built point-to-point soldered phosphate pedal. But you can trust me when I say that this is definitely not for the Hendrix enthusiasts out there. I'm sorry. No, not really. This beast is here to leave nothing but ashes, which is why the name came into my mind within seconds when Jerome asked me what I want to call it. It's Fenix. If you now think, dude, stop exaggerating. Well, here's Fenix. In conclusion, I want to thank Jerome for the amazing time. Being welcomed in such a nice way isn't something to take for granted. Thanks, man. And that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on any further videos. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.